And joining us this morning is Caloocan 2nd District Representative Edgar Erice himself. Good morning, Congressman, and welcome to Morning Matters.
Morning, Pauline. Morning.
Okay, Congressman, marami po tayong pag-uusapan this morning, but let's start with the supposed text messages between President Marcos and former Usec Adrian Bersamin. You said, Kong, na nakita nyo ito personally, but tell us what exactly did you see in these documents and how convincing were they for you?
Well, there were exchanges of text messages between the allegedly from the cell phone number of the president. Merong pinakitang number, smart, 0918, hindi ko na lang matandaan kung ano yung mga kasunod na numbers. At yung isang number din daw na according to Congressman Legitimacy from the cell phone of Usec Adrian Bersamin. So pinakita sa amin yung buo, medyo detalyado, which includes also text messages na hindi lang tungkol sa dito sa almost 8 billion, kundi meron ding mga ibang text messages tungkol sa ibang matters.
Mm-hmm. But could you confirm, Congressman, that this number is actually the President's cell phone number, since yung nakita nyo lang po ay parang 0918?
Hindi ko alam. Number nga ito ng Presidente. Sasabi ko lang, medyo detailed talaga yung conversation between those two numbers. And according to Congressman Legitimacy, got hold of it because Usec Bersamin went to his house to prepare an affidavit after Senator Liaison, chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee, named the Bersamins as recipients of the Bernardo 8 billion kickbacks. So, natakot sila na maging fall guy sila. So, gumawa sila ng affidavit doon sa bahay. Pinakita ni in one instance, pinakita ni Congressman Legitimacy yung TV footage nung pagdating ni Usec Bersamin sa kanyang bahay sa Taal, Batangas.
And I remember that Representative Tino also mentioned that there was even a supposed text message, Congressman, nung 2 billion peso delivery sa Nara residence. Is this the same address na tinutukoy din ni former Congressman Zaldico, where he delivered sa bahay umano ng presidente doon sa Forbes Park na Nara Street din?
Wala namang nabanggit na gano'n kasi Nara lang, nakalagay Nara.
Okay.
Parang ang instruction allegedly ng presidente ay to bring the 2 billion Nara. Yun lang, parang Nara. Then may binanggit na pangalan, hindi ko na matandaan. So, medyo detalyado talaga. Kaya nga sabi ko na nalulungkot ako dahil pinatay kagad ng Committee on Justice yung impeachment complaint against the President. Samantalang sa Rule 3, Section 5, yung aming impeachment rules, yung determination ng sufficiency in substance, dapat simple lang. Kung may allegations o recital of facts, tapos kung may nexus ito dun sa isang impeachment offense. Meron naman, kaya lang pinatay kagad. So hindi nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na may presenta ng makabayan black yung kanilang ebidensya at hindi rin nagkaroon ng pagkakataon para madepensahan ng ating Pangulo. Yung mga
But in other words, Congressman, personally, would you say na kayo po ay convinced that these screenshots and ledgers and materials are legitimate at it's highly improbable that they were falsified? And do you think Congressman Legitimacy can actually vouch for the authenticity of these documents, or would it still need further verification?
Well, kailangan talaga i-verify, pero masyadong detailed yung conversation. At ang sabi sa akin ni Kong Libiste, marami pa hindi pinakita sa akin. And it was shown not only to me, but not only to Congressman Tino, but three other congressmen.
In the interest of transparency, Kong, are you willing to publicly release these screenshots, or do you even have a copy po?
No. Congressman Libiste didn't give us a copy. Actually, we are asking him to give us a copy. Pero marami siyang mga doubts, sabi ko nga sa kanya, you have to take the risk. Kung naniniwala ka dyan, yung ginawa, dapat you have to take the risk. Yun ang patok sa kanya.
Kong, what do you know about Undersecretary Adrian Bersamin? How heavily involved is he in these alleged kickbacks, itong mga SOPs? I know his name has already been floated in the hearings doon sa flood control investigation. Pero what do you know about Usec Bersamin?
Wala, hindi ko naman siya. Na-meet ko siya siguro once or twice. Pero alam mo, ang problema kasi, yung investigation mismo ng gobyerno, laging humihinto. For example, ICI. Diba, nakita naman natin, walang pinuntahan. Dami nagre-resign, hindi napondohan, hindi nabigyan ng mga staff. Hindi na suporta ng gobyerno. So, hindi nakapag-imbestiga hanggang mag-resign na yung dalawa. So, yung resignation is, I think, is a form of protest because kung meron lang silang, kung nasuportahan sila, hindi siguro sila magre-resign. Then, suddenly, yung committee on, the Blue Ribbon Committee of Senator Lacson, diba, pinanggit niya si Bersamin, pero hindi niya pinatawad. Pagkatapos hindi niya na binanggit. Pero sinabi niya, hindi nakarating kay Presidente yung 8 billion, nagpanggap lang ang mga Bersamin, sila ang nakinabang. After that, hininto niya na investigation. So medyo nakakapagtaka talaga. Tapos ito namang impeachment complaint, may paraan na sana para mailabas yung mga ebidensya, pinatay din kagad. So nakakapagtaka. Pero ako, siyempre, simple lang sinasabi ko, matagal na. 2023, 2024, 2025 national budget. Unprecedented in the history of our country, 1.45 trillion in insertions, diversions, and amendments. Nakalaan para sa mahalagang proyekto ng gobyerno, inilipat para sa mga flood control at mga maanumalyang proyekto. Bakit pinayagan ng Pangulo? Hindi niya na-explain. Bakit siya pumayag? Hindi naman isang taon lang, baka napalustan siya, pero 3 taon sunod-sunod. Puro flood control. Naging racket na yung flood control. Bakit siya pinayagan? Yun ang dapat sagutin ng Pangulo.
Congressman, nabanggit nyo na these screenshots were supposed to be worth looking into, lalo na ng House Justice Committee nung tinalakay nila yung impeachment complaints against President Marcos.
Yes.
Pero kasama po ba talaga sa evidence ng mga complaints itong mga screenshots?
Well, there were allegations of corruption and kickbacks from Bernardo. Of course, hindi nila na-ipresenta yung mga evidences, hindi nila napatawag sana yung mga witnesses, hindi nakapag-sworn statements yung mga witnesses kasi pinatay na kaagad doon sa determination of substance.
But don't you think, Kong, na dapat sinama na lang din to para baka nakalusot pa siya doon sa determination of sufficiency in substance if these are actually verified screenshots?
Alam mo yung sufficiency in substance, very clear naman yung parameters na nakalagay dun sa impeachment rules. Actually, tingin ko, the Committee on Justice committed a grave abuse of discretion in declaring that the complaint is insufficient in substance. Actually, I am, if Makabayan Black will agree, I'm willing to join them to file a petition before the Supreme Court for a grave abuse of discretion, a petition for certiorari.
Are there actual talks, Congressman, na kayo ay magpa-file ng petition?
Well, we're talking. We are. I am asking if they're willing. Then I will support them. Kasi hindi lang naman para sa itong impeachment na ito kung para maliwanag itong process na ito. Dahil for example, in the next impeachment against VP Sara, nakita ko, ako pinag-aralan ko ngayon, nakita ko merong sufficiency in substance. Boboto ako for 2. Kung mamaya patayin na naman nila, hindi ko alam. Sila kasi para naging discretionary samantalang meron namang maliwanag na standard.
Okay, Akong, going back to the screenshot, so what should be done with these materials? What do you think is the proper next step? Ito ba dapat ay iakyat sa ombudsman, sa ICI pa rin ba dapat ito, or should there be a congressional inquiry on this?
I think it's best for Senator Lacson. Kasi siya naman nagsimula niya, sinabi niya na involved yung mga Bersamin. So, bakit hindi niya ipagpatuloy yung investigation sa Blue Ribbon Committee? Patawag niya ron yung si Congressman Libiste. At kung meron pang iba, I'm sure, may mga binabanggit sa akin, ayoko naman sabihin, ayoko pangunahan si Congressman Libiste. Marami pang ibang witnesses.
Pero on the part of Kong Levisa, sinabi po niya kasi na he's not yet ready to disclose all these, everything that he has, all the documents that he has. Sabi niya, he will do it in the right time. Ano po ba ang basa niyo doon?
An investigation of the Blue Ribbon Committee. I would think so na yan yung right time na pwedeng ilabas yung ebidensya na yan, patawag, sino yung mga pwedeng patawag na babanggitin ni Congressman.
Okay, now moving on to the impeachment proceedings, nabanggit nyo na nga, Congressman, that you have concerns over grave abuse of discretion on how the committee handled and eventually ruled on the impeachment complaints of President Marcos. How dangerous do you think is the precedent that they have set now that they are about to tackle the impeachment complaints of Vice President Sara Duterte? At sinabi na rin po ng kampo niya, they expect the same fairness, the same scrutiny that the committee had over the complaints of President Marcos.
I hope so. Sana hindi maging double standard. Pero ako, nabasa ko na. Sa akin, madali termination of form and substance sa impeachment complaint against the Vice President. So, ang susunod na step doon, dapat magkaroon ng hearing ang Committee on Justice para sa ganon, representa ng mga complainants sa kanilang ebidensya at mabigyan din ng pagkakataon si Vice President Sara na i-review kung ano man yung mga ipinipresenta ng mga complainants. Dapat ganun din yung nangyari kay President. Unfair ito, not only to the complainants but also to the accused.
Pero sa tingin niyo po ba, Congressman, itong complaints against VP Sara, the 3 that are already now with the office of Speaker Bogie D, ay lulusot po ba ito sa committee? And kamusta po ba ang appetite ngayon ng lower house pagdating sa pag-impeach sa Vice Presidente?
I can only speak for myself. Para sa akin, sabi ko nga, binasa ko at nakita ko merong sufficiency in form, may sufficiency in substance. Hindi ko sinasabing totoo yung mga accusation at kailangan magkaroon ng hearing. At based on the hearing, mag-decide ako whether makatwiran yung complaint o hindi makatwiran. Whether politika lang o talagang may batayan. Dapat ganun siguro yung appreciation namin mga mambabatas.
Okay, before we let you...
Dapat fair lang.
Fairness at the end of the day. Okay, before we let you go, Congressman, usapang politics lang po tayo quickly. Looking ahead to 2028, sinabi niyo po recently that the country needs a Pinoy-like president. At sabi niyo po, you miss the Pinoy Philippines. What exactly did you mean by that, Kong? At meron po bang kandidato na naiisip na po kayong pinakamalapit sa qualities ni former President Aquino?
Well, I think it's Vice President Leni Duterte. Pinapatunayan niya ngayon sa Naga. The way she runs Naga, tingin ko yun yung dapat medyo scientific, technical, fair, at nakita naman natin, panahon ni Pinoy, tumaas talaga yung ating GDP, 7%. Nakita natin panahon ni Pinoy, bumaba yung utang natin. Siya yung presidente na may pinakamaliit na inutang. Pero napataas, kahit na maliit ang utang, mataas yung ating GDP. Pagkatapos, yung classroom shortage, nung pagpasok niya, 180,000 yung shortage. Pag alis niya, zero shortage yung classroom. Ngayon, we're back to 165,000. Nakita natin yung credit rating natin tumaas. So investment natin, foreign investment natin, unprecedented, mga $7 billion. Ngayon, wipe out lahat, halos yan dahil sa mga nangyayari. So tingin ko, yun ang kailangan natin, yung Pinoy-like presidency.
Well, Congresswoman Laila De Lima did say na para sa kanya po, ang most winnable candidate ay si former VP Leni Robredo. But is this something that is shared by the unified opposition? What are talks like right now within the opposition, Congressman?
Palagay ko naman, lahat naman sila naniniwala kay Vice President Leni Robredo sa integrity nito. At sa tingin ko, siya yung pinakamalakas na pwedeng mailaban kay VP Sara. Let's accept it, sabi nga ni Senator Dillon, talagang frontrunners, VP Sara. Kaya naman siya naging frontrunner dahil nangyayari, dito sa mga kapalpakan ng Marcos administration, siya nakakinabang. Diba? Parang gano'n. Hindi na nangyari.
All right, well, we're gonna leave that conversation there. Maraming salamat po for joining us this morning. That was Caloocan 2nd District Representative Edgar Erice.
Salamat.